Okay, so you want to be shaping metal like a pro,
Hmm?
right? Want to land that hydraulic forging press worker job. You've come to the right place. Blueprints, safety goggles. We've got a stack of interview questions here. Um, thicker than a steel beam, I think.
Absolutely. You're going to break it all down.
Give you those insights to really impress
Exactly.
hiring managers.
Expert speaker is here to help us forge some winning answers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. So,
Go in.
let's get this deep dive started.
We're going to dive deep.
We're drawing insights from RoleCatcher's career and interview guides, which are packed with, insider tips.
They're great.
So first up, what does a hydraulic forging press worker even do?
Well, it's, more than just operating heavy machinery.
Right.
You're bringing your knowledge of hydraulics, you're talking metal properties, precision techniques to transform raw materials into, think about it, essential components.
Yeah.
Pipelines, aircraft parts, even medical implants.
Wow. It's a really cool field. It's where, technical expertise really meets that hands-on skill.
Right. And speaking of hands-on, let's jump into some interview questions that you might encounter.
Yeah, let's do it.
RoleCatcher's Guide has a whole list, and we're going to start with a really classic one.
Okay.
Describe your experience working with hydraulic forging presses.
It's a common one.
Expert speaker, what's the hiring manager really looking for here?
So they want to see your passion for the craft.
Okay.
Have you used these presses before? What kind of training do you have? Even if you haven't been on the job for years, you can talk about relevant experiences, workshops, personal projects, where you applied the same principles, or even just your deep dive into the technical side.
Right.
Did you tinker with a miniature hydraulic system in your garage?
Oh, wow.
Did you spend hours researching different forging techniques?
So it's not just about ticking boxes.
No.
It's about showing you're genuinely interested
Exactly.
and proactive.
Initiative speaks volumes. Let's say 2 candidates walk in, both with some basic training.
Yep.
The one who built a small-scale forge in their backyard to experiment with different metals,
Okay.
that's the candidate that demonstrates a deeper understanding and a real passion for the work.
That's a great point.
Right.
Now, RoleCatcher also highlights the importance of tailoring your answers to each specific job description.
Yes.
And this is where I think their AI comes in.
This is where it shines.
Do you tell us a bit more about how that works?
Absolutely. So their CV and resume builder, that's a game changer.
Okay.
Uses AI to analyze job descriptions and pinpoint the exact skills that employers are looking for. So for example, let's say a particular job emphasizes experience with aluminum alloys.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI will pick up on that.
Wow.
Suggest you highlight any projects or coursework where you work with that specific material.
So it's like having a personal career coach.
It is.
Scanning those job postings for you. That's amazing. So it takes the guesswork out of it.
It does.
Trying to figure out what keywords
Yes.
will make your application stand out.
It takes all the guesswork out.
Okay, let's get back to these interview questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Number 4 on RoleCatcher's list is a big one.
Okay.
How do you ensure the safety of yourself and others while operating a hydraulic forging press?
Right.
Now, we all know safety is paramount in this field.
Absolutely paramount.
So, what are some key things to keep in mind when answering this question?
So specificity is key here.
Oh, wait.
Don't just rattle off a list of safety protocols.
Right.
Instead, really walk them through a scenario.
Okay.
For example, you might say, and you'll make it your own, but before starting any operation, I always perform a visual inspection of the press, checking for any signs of wear and tear on the hydraulic lines, ensuring all safety guards are in place, and verifying that the lockout-tagout procedures are properly implemented.
Okay, so you mentioned lockout-tagout.
Yes.
And for our listeners who may not be familiar with that term,
Right.
can you elaborate on what that means and why it's so important?
Of course, lockout
Yeah.
is a safety procedure used to make sure that dangerous machines are properly shut off and can't be accidentally started up
Right.
during maintenance or repair work.
Okay.
It involves physically locking the machine's power source in the off position and placing a tag on the lock,
Okay.
identifying who placed it there and why.
So this prevents
Accidents.
that
Yeah.
could cause serious injuries.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really helpful. Thanks for clarifying.
Of course.
So it's not just about knowing the rules, it's about demonstrating that you understand the why behind them
Yes,
and how seriously you take safety.
absolutely. Employers want to see that You're not just following protocols because you have to, but because you genuinely care
Right.
about creating a safe work environment for yourself and the people around you,
Yes.
your colleagues.
Your team.
Exactly.
It sounds like demonstrating that safety-first mindset is, like, really crucial.
It's essential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to another question from RoleCatcher's Guide.
Okay.
This is, what is your experience with troubleshooting issues with hydraulic forging presses? You know those moments when the machine has other plans?
Oh, yeah. Things happen.
Right.
You gotta be ready.
So how do you become that go-to problem solver in the forging world?
So this is your time to really shine as that diagnostic detective.
Oh.
So don't just say, oh, I'm good at troubleshooting. Give
Yeah.
them a specific example.
Okay.
So let's say you were working with a press that kept losing pressure.
Okay.
Walk them through your thought process.
Okay.
Did you check the hydraulic fluid levels? Did you inspect the hoses and connections for leaks? Did you test the pressure gauge to make sure it was functioning correctly?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That basically show that you have a systematic approach
absolutely.
to identifying and addressing issues.
Systematic, and you're thorough.
Okay.
And if you can quantify your impact, even better.
Oh, okay. So,
Did your quick thinking prevent, a major production delay?
oh, wow.
Did you save the company money by identifying a faulty part before it caused a catastrophic failure?
Right. Like you're,
Those details, a hero.
yes, they make your experience tangible.
They see it.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
It's like saying, I'm not just a problem solver.
Right.
I'm a problem-crushing machine.
Exactly. That's what you want to get across.
Speaking of crushing it,
Yes.
RoleCatcher's AI can also help you prepare for those curveball questions
Yes.
that hiring managers love to throw.
Oh, they love to throw a curveball.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All about being prepared.
How does the AI help with this?
So one of the coolest things is it provides personalized feedback on your interview responses.
Okay.
So you can actually record yourself
Wow.
answering practice questions,
Mm-hmm.
and their AI will analyze your answers
Right.
for clarity, conciseness, and use of industry-specific language.
Just like having a virtual interview coach in your pocket. It really is.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, back to our list. Question number 10. How do you collaborate with other members of the forging team?
Okay.
Forging isn't exactly a solo endeavor.
No, it's a team effort.
Teamwork is essential.
Absolutely. So
Mm.
collaboration is key.
What are we really doing here with this question?
So this is where you really showcase your ability to communicate effectively, listen actively,
Right.
and contribute to that positive team dynamic.
Okay.
So think of a time when you had to work collaboratively to achieve a common goal
Okay.
in, maybe a high pressure situation.
Maybe you had to meet a tight deadline
Yeah.
or troubleshoot a complex problem together.
Exactly. Describe the situation, highlight your specific role, and then emphasize the positive outcome.
Okay.
Did you come up with a creative solution as a team? Did you go above and beyond to support your colleagues?
Oh.
Did you learn something new from the experience? These are all great points to emphasize.
So it's all about showing that you're not just a skilled individual contributor.
Right.
But also like a valuable team player.
Exactly. You're part of the team.
You got it.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and dive into some insights from RoleCatcher's Career Guide,
Okay.
which provides like a roadmap for your forging career.
It's a great resource.
It talks about the typical stages of advancement
Okay.
from entry level to junior hydraulic forging press worker, all the way up to senior.
Right.
So what are some of the key differences in responsibilities and expertise as you climb that ladder?
Okay, so think of it like this. At the entry level, you're learning the ropes,
Okay.
mastering those basics, working under close supervision.
Mm.
As a junior, you're given more autonomy, right? You're entrusted with more complex tasks,
Mm.
and you might even start training new hires.
Oh, wow.
You've reached that coveted senior level. You're
Yeah.
leading teams, you're managing projects, maybe even collaborating with engineers on design specifications.
So it's like leveling up in a video game, but with real-world skills.
Exactly.
And earning potential.
And earning potential, that's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of earning potential,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide also provides salary insights
It does. It's a great
for each career stage,
resource.
which can be incredibly helpful
It is.
when negotiating your worth.
Especially when you're negotiating.
Right.
Knowing what you should be paid, it's important.
That's so valuable. Knowing the industry standards can give you a real leg up, or at least You know where to start
It gives you a starting point.
during salary discussions.
Absolutely, because
Nice.
knowledge is power, right?
Absolutely.
Especially in those situations.
Okay, let's dive back into these interview questions.
All right, let's do it.
Question number 2. How do you ensure the quality of the forged parts?
Okay.
This one seems straightforward,
Yeah,
but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye.
there always is, right? So this is where your attention to detail and your commitment to excellence really shines. Remember, a hydraulic forging press worker isn't just operating the machine.
Right.
They're responsible for producing those high-quality components that meet, very strict standards.
Industry standard.
Industry standards, exactly.
So how do you convince the hiring manager that you're a stickler for quality?
Okay, so by showcasing your knowledge of quality control procedures
Okay.
and your ability to really spot even the tiniest imperfections.
Okay.
So, for example, you might say, I'm very meticulous about following all quality control protocols, from visually inspecting work pieces for surface defects to using precision measuring tools like calipers and micrometers to verify dimensions. I also understand the importance of documenting my findings and reporting any discrepancies to my supervisor.
So it's like being a detective for defects,
Yes.
using your keen eye and expertise to ensure that every part
Every part.
meets the highest standards.
It's all about, making sure that in the end, those parts are going to function as they're designed to.
Exactly. Now let's talk about question number 3. What is your experience with forging different metals? I imagine this field involves more than just steel, right?
Oh, absolutely. You've got aluminum for its lightweight strength in aerospace. You've got brass for its acoustic properties and musical instruments. Even titanium for its incredible durability in medical implants.
Wow.
Each metal, it behaves differently under pressure and heat.
Right.
So you got to know your stuff.
So how do you demonstrate your versatility with different metals during the interview?
Talk about the differences.
Right.
Did you work with a heat-sensitive alloy that required, super precise temperature control? Have you encountered issues with what they call springback in certain metals, where the part kind of tries to return to its original shape after forging?
Yes.
Sharing these specifics, it shows that you understand the nuances of working with various materials.
So it's like saying, I'm not just a one-metal marvel.
Right.
I'm a forging polymath.
Exactly.
Right? You got to be very
And
honest.
even if your experience is primarily with one type of metal.
You can still impress by showcasing your willingness to learn.
Absolutely.
Right? Like mention any courses you've taken, articles you've read, or even just your fascination with the properties of different alloys.
Your genuine interest.
Right.
That goes a long way.
Demonstrating that thirst for knowledge
Yes.
is key.
Very important.
Now let's move on to question number 5. What is your experience with maintaining and repairing hydraulic forging presses? This sounds like a question that separates the button pushers from the true mechanics.
Absolutely. Hiring managers, they want to know that you can handle those inevitable hiccups that are going to happen.
Right, because machines break down.
Exactly.
Things happen.
They do.
So how do we approach this question?
So think about the preventative maintenance you've performed,
Okay.
lubrication, filter changes, inspections.
Mhm.
Have you ever spotted a worn out seal before it caused a major leak?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Or maybe you even have a story about troubleshooting a really tricky hydraulic system problem. Did you have to meticulously trace the hydraulic lines to locate a tiny leak? Did you have to use your knowledge of pressure gauges and flow rates to diagnose a faulty valve? Sharing those war stories
Right.
and how you saved the day will really make you stand out.
It's like saying, I'm not just an operator.
Yes.
I'm the press whisperer.
That's a good one. I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Line.
Now, speaking of,
Yes.
let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI for a moment.
Okay.
Their platform doesn't just analyze job descriptions and tailor resumes.
Right.
It also provides feedback on your overall interview performance.
That's right. It's like having a personal coach.
Wow, so they're analyzing
Sure.
your every move.
It can be a little intimidating,
Wow.
but it's good.
How does that even work?
So they have this feature where you record yourself answering common interview questions,
Okay.
and the AI will actually assess things like your body language,
Oh, wow.
your tone of voice, even the clarity of your explanations.
So it's like having a secret weapon.
It is, to refine those interview skills.
That's incredible.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, 2 more questions to go. Number 6. What steps do you take to ensure that the forging process runs smoothly and efficiently? This one seems like it's all about your overall approach to the job.
It really is. This is where you highlight those organizational skills,
Okay.
your ability to think ahead, and your commitment to being efficient.
Okay.
Do you have a system for organizing your tools and materials.
Right, like are you organized? Are you ready to go?
Exactly.
You have a plan.
You have a plan.
Yeah.
Do you double-check your calculations before making adjustments to the press?
It's about showcasing those little things that demonstrate your dedication to doing things right.
Your meticulous nature, exactly.
Right.
And if you've ever taken the initiative to maybe streamline a process or improve efficiency, now's the time to share that.
Oh, wow. Okay, final question. How do you stay updated on the latest advancements in technologies in the field of hydraulic forging? We've talked about continuous learning throughout this whole deep dive.
Yes.
So this one seems particularly relevant.
It is. It's important. The world of metalworking is constantly evolving.
Right.
So you demonstrating your commitment to staying ahead of the curve is really essential.
So what are some ways you can showcase that commitment during the interview?
Talk about your involvement in any industry associations,
Okay.
like the International Organization for Standardization, that's the ISO, or the Association for Manufacturing Technology.
Okay.
Mention any relevant conferences or workshops you've attended.
Or even just your dedication to, like, reading industry publications
Absolutely.
and staying informed
Staying up to date.
about the latest trends.
Yes, that constant learning, it shows a genuine interest.
Hiring managers want to see that you are passionate
Yes.
about your craft.
Yes.
And you're always seeking to expand your knowledge and skills.
Yeah.
And there you have it, a deep dive into acing that hydraulic forging press worker interview.
There you go.
We covered everything from showcasing your technical expertise and safety consciousness to highlighting your problem-solving skills, teamwork abilities, and commitment to that continuous learning.
It's all important.
Remember, confidence is key.
It is.
And with the right preparation, you'll be shaping your dream career in no time.
Absolutely. You got this.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher is there every step of the way.
They are a great resource. Don't forget to check them out.
From tailoring your application to providing personalized feedback on your interview performance,
Yes.
their AI-powered tools are like having a career coach and a secret weapon all rolled into one.
They really are.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
Until next time, keep those forging fires burning bright.
Keep them burning.